Hey again everyone, welcome back to Dave's Open Range. Today we're going to talk about a hatchet I've been working on. It's going to be a gift for somebody. I can talk about that later, but this is the hatchet and it is a little camp hatchet, and this is a homemade sheath that I failed to make a video on. I'll talk about that some other time. It's made from scratch. It's triple layered to accommodate the sharp edge of the blade. That's actually called the welt. And it's riveted with screw. Those are called Chicago screws, hand stitched, hand oiled, snap installed. That's the sheath. I can do a sheath video some other time. Today what we're going to do is talk about the handle. I have scraped it down with a cabinet scraper to take the varnish off and the sticker and the labeling and so forth. Cabinet scraper is a great tool for that. We can demonstrate that another time. But this is some handle whipping I put on there, which is hemp twine, whatever you want to call that, and it is wrapped tightly around the handle wherever you want to put that, and then epoxied with sort of a quick 5-minute epoxy. Just squirt it out, paintbrush it on somewhat liberally to soak down onto the wood. When it dries, it's very prickly, so what we're going to do is sand that down real quick. Then we're going to apply a boiled linseed oil to the wood, which is my choice right now for bare wood. So it's just a really quick sand to just take off the prickliness. Once we put the epoxy on there, it stands up the fibers in the hemp twine. Prior to epoxying it, what I do is wrap that on there, and then I take a torch actually and burn sort of the fuzz off of the hemp twine, and it gives it a nice color as well. So now that's all scuffed up. It looks kind of bad right now, but it's smooth and ready to oil. So I prefer to just use my bare hands. I've got some boiled linseed oil in a cup, and we're just going to pour it on there and try not to drip it on my feet, and we're just gonna rub it in. And then we're in the basement today in the shop, and it's a little cool down here, so I'm gonna take it upstairs and put it in the vise that I restored, that I'll show you, where it's warmer and it'll cure into the wood a little bit better at a warmer temperature upstairs. It's probably 50 degrees down here in the basement, so the oil won't want to seep in as well. This is, like I said, a little gift hatchet. It was 30 or 40 bucks on Amazon, nothing super special, but I've customized it quite a bit so far. And it's quite dull actually, but when I'm ready to give it to the person, I will sharpen it up. Might even make a video on that, and it will be ready to go. All right, that is liberally oiled, rubbed in. You can see the scuffiness of the hemp twine is gone. It's nice and smooth. If your hand was wet or muddy or whatever in a camp, you'd have good purchase on that to split some kindling. I also like to put some oil up here on the head where it's mounted and where the end grain is. It just wants to expand that wood a little bit and protects it. All right, I'm going to just rub that on a little bit, and then I'll take a rag, a shop rag, and wipe that off, and then we'll go upstairs in a minute. I'll show you how I just mount that up and let it dry. All right, we're back upstairs in the bike shop upstairs where it's warmer, and this can cure a little bit better with the oil on there. It was just about 5 minutes ago I finished oiling it and just rubbed it in. The heat from my hands and stuff has been working it down, and I'm just going to clamp it in here in my restored vise that I did a month or so ago. I should have done a video on that. But it is spray painted with that paint called hammered finish, which is kind of a nice mottled look. I'm just going to put this in there and like that, where it's nice and warm up here, and I'll leave it for a couple of days and then rub it down again. Might put another little second coat of oil on there, and then we got another little project to put a leather covering just underneath the head to protect the grain from your splitting kindling. All right, that's it for now. See you next time on the Open Range.